ready for
Nice.
this.
Stay up, stay up, stay up.
Oh, let's go!
He got it! He got the one shot!
The crafted precision slug shotgun from Season of Plunder is the body shot king. No Reprieve offers an enhanced perk that no other shotgun can get, Enhanced Swashbuckler. We're going to talk about why it matters and why it's becoming my favorite shotgun in the game. There's nothing in Destiny 2 quite like spending weeks theory crafting enhanced perks on a weapon and then finally being able to craft it and watching everything work out just as you dreamed it would. It happened once with my crafted Lubrez Rune one-shot builds, and it's happening again with the crafted No Reprieve Precision Slug Shotgun for Season of Plunder. I'm in love. I can't emphasize how great this thing is and how impressed I am by it. You spend so much time crafting something like this and you just prepare yourself for disappointment, but I'm telling you, it won't. First, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Lagoli Flash, and this is the place for cinematic Destiny 2 guides and reviews. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope you keep coming for the stylish montages and subscribe for the helpful information. Also, we just opened up a Discord to discuss builds further, share weapon rolls, and maybe even pull from the community to help with future montages. So, link is in the description if you're looking for a place to hang out. I love this build so much that we're giving away 2 Scientia Illuminata emblems this week. One will be on my Twitter for retweeting the tweet about this video, and the other will be for liking this video and leaving a comment about this channel or a Season of Plunder weapon you enjoy. So 2 chances for an emblem if you do it both places. Don't miss out. Winners will be announced at the end of next week's video. Please don't fall for fake scam accounts in the comment section. Back to No Reprieve. Enhanced Swashbuckler had me almost falling out of my chair laughing during Trials matches this weekend. It's hands down my favorite shotgun in the game right now, and it's accessible. Any type of Destiny 2 player can get red borders for this weapon to craft it. And my personal god roll for it is useful in every type of Destiny 2 activity. That's so nice for a craftable weapon. After spending all those resources on enhanced perks, you really don't want to have multiple rolls to have to build. It's a flexible weapon too. There are lots of ways to run it, and if you want to set it up in a different way, I'll list those too. I will say, if you're just going for a great legendary slug with no extra features, I think the Inquisitor from Trials of Osiris will be your go-to stat monster. However, if you want more, if you want something that can synergize with your abilities or go all in on damage stacking for insane plays, this is the shotgun you're actually looking for. Okay, I'm gonna get to Enhanced Swashbuckler and how it works, and you're gonna wanna stay for that because it is definitely the highlight here for me. But there are quirks to it that you need to know about before you try it out, so stay for all that. First, I'm gonna go over where No Reprieve stands next to the other slug shotguns and the 3 ways I see to craft it. Range and handling are both pretty high on No Reprieve, just like the other precision slug that came with this season, the Inquisitor. I'm going to refer back to the Inquisitor a lot in this video because it is the main competitor in terms of where the stats are and how new it is. At first glance, the Inquisitor will have the upper hand on stats, but with the final build I'm running, you'll see how it evens up in the end, and then the perks for No Reprieve will put it up on top. Back to what it looks like at base. The aim assist is definitely the weakness in No Reprieve's package. Compared to slugs like Blasphemer, Bone Chiller, and Heritage, both No Reprieve and the Inquisitor fall at almost half the aim assists of the other slugs. Heritage is coming back as craftable with the refreshed Deepstone Crypt weapons, and the Inquisitor can rely on Opening Shot and Alacrity to get its aim assist up on par with the others, so the low aim assist is just a weakness of No Reprieve. But for my personal god roll, it's not going to matter. I can't wait to show you. Now that you know some of its strengths, handling and range, and you know its weakness, aim assist, here are the 3 things to look out for when crafting No Reprieve. I'm quickly going to go over the first 2 things as other YouTubers have covered them extensively, and then I'll fully flesh out every perk column for the build I think really shines for every Guardian, no matter what class or activity you're running. First, there is a massive damage PvE build, Triple Tap and Enhanced Surrounded. Enhanced Surrounded offers a 47% damage buff when you run it with a Surrounded spec, and soon you won't even need to use that and you could spec Boss spec or Major spec on top of that. We're going to be fighting Taniks again, and slug shotguns have been so key in that boss fight. Alternatively, you could check out Focus Fury for the 20% damage bonus after shooting half your mag. This honestly might be the better bet for most situations when you're dealing damage like this. For example, with Taniks, there aren't enemies surrounding you while you're doing it, so something like Enhanced Surrounded, while it is a huge buff, would not be proc during that fight, whereas Focus Fury would be. Second build is more PvP focused, and that's using Headstone on a slug shotgun. Headstone is just an amazing perk for keeping a res down in trials or giving you damage resistance or popping that crystal for grenade energy back for your next engagement. Glow has a great breakdown and explanation for how this thing is so great with the Shadebinder Warlock, where he's using Pugilist and right hook to get that Shadebinder melee back and the crystals for grenade energy. If you're looking for complete recommendations on that version of the weapon, I highly recommend checking out his build after you see mine. Now that's great, Headstone is fantastic. But my dream for this shotgun is Enhanced Swashbuckler. You may have seen me trash Swashbuckler on the Inquisitor recently or praise it on the Festival of the Lost sniper rifle, but I'm here to tell you that it's even better on No Reprieve. So what makes it so good here but not on their Inquisitor? Well, several things, like all the perks enhancing the melee build experience, but the most important is the fact that you can craft the enhanced version of the perk. At base, getting a melee while you have Swashbuckler Slug Shotgun will take your damage from 151 to just at 200 damage with a 33.3% damage boost. This is with any melee, powered or not, so your slide shot to melee will proc this every time, and the buff is enough to body shot every Resil Guardian except for 10. No one talks about this, but I want y'all to remember this. 10 Resil Guardians will live with a sliver of health even with Swash times 5. On paper, with 151 body shot times 33.3% buff, they shouldn't, but they do because it's not exactly 151 damage a body shot. It's got to be 150 point something a body shot because there are times where it doesn't work. So you'd think you'd kill every resilience, but you frustratingly end up leaving Titans barely alive quite frequently because you're hitting at exactly the amount of health a 10 Resil Titan has and not above it. As I mentioned in the Inquisitor guide, the one-shot damage is made worse by the extreme slug shotgun fall-off distance, and so you end up hardly killing anyone at further ranges because of the damage fall-off. Now, Enhanced Swash doesn't fix this, we're about to get to that part, but I've learned to run a solar class to proc Radiant on my melee kills. This lets me get an extra 10% buff from Radiant that stacks on top of Swashbuckler times 5 for a total 46.63% damage buff to the slug shotgun. This puts the shot at 220 damage a body shot, well over the 10 Resil mark. This isn't useful just to kill 10 Resil Titans, it will also help accounting for some damage fall off at range, and more importantly for me, light level differences in Trials of Osiris. I was able to play all weekend at 5 light levels under cap and still able to one-shot anyone I came across. It felt awesome. Now so far, there hasn't been anything I've added in this Swashbuckler build that couldn't be done on another shotgun like the Inquisitor, but here is where No Reprieve rocks the boat. No one is talking about this, and it might be because some sites out there have the wrong info, but I've tested it and can safely make this statement. The enhanced version of Swashbuckler gives you 6.5 seconds of the buff instead of the 4.5 seconds of the normal version. That is 2 whole extra seconds. In terms of how much the perk is buffed, you can think of that like a 45% buff to the time you have to use Swashbuckler times 5. That is crazy. This is the only shotgun in the game that has this perk. The only one. What? I'm telling you, you need that time to get in position for the one-shots. Plus, Swashbuckler refreshes on kills, so you can just keep chaining them together. It is so fun and really satisfying when you get a body shot streak going. It all gets even better after you spec out this whole build. So we've got Enhanced Swashbuckler, and now let's go all out with the melees with Enhanced Pugilist. Pugilist on a special weapon gives you 20% of your melee energy back on a kill with this weapon, and when you deal melee damage, you get plus 35 handling. The enhanced version just takes the 20% melee energy up to 22%, so it's something but nothing crazy. So you could get away without enhancing this perk if you wanted to. We're building our melee loop into the gun and it's all going to synergize perfectly together. Okay, so you got Pugilist and Swash, and now we add right hook into the equation. This is giving us plus 10 aim assist and plus 10 range for 10 seconds. This is so great not just for the extra range we won't have to spec into on the other perks, but for the aim assist that we mentioned this slug shotgun is missing compared to others. Isn't it crazy how this is all coming together? Okay, I need y'all to see this before we build out the rest of the shotgun. Look at this 16-second melee cooldown. I'm running 100 strength and 100 resilience, and there are a few things going on with Solar 3.0 when I land a melee hit. Soul Invictus aspect will give me a sunspot on my melee kill and start regenerating my melee faster, and if there's a teammate nearby when I get a melee kill, the fragment called Ember of Benevolence will make everything regen faster, as I'll make a teammate radiant thanks to Ember of Torches. I've got one Stasis Melee Kickstart mod on to give me some melee energy back as I use it, so even without using my class ability with some outreach mods on, look how quickly I get my melee back using just Peregrine Greaves for my melee kill and then getting one shotgun kill to proc the Pugilist melee regen. I've got my powered melee back before the next Trials round even really begins. This should be a minute and 30-second cooldown. We're getting it back in like 16 seconds with one shotgun kill after a melee. What? If you're a Titan, definitely use that setup. Warlocks will have to weaken the enemy a bit more before getting the melee off, but Hunters can just get their throwing knife back automatically after a melee kill no matter what. So none of this matters as much. Still, just absolutely insane you can get your one-shot powered melee back so quickly on a Titan with this build. Okay, let's finish off the rest of this crafted no reprieve. I'm going to add accurized round for the extra range, and then I won't actually need a ton more range than that like you would think, and I'll show you why. We will add small bore for a bit more with some stability for flinch reduction. Honestly, that doesn't matter much. You can use almost whatever you want here. Just something with a touch of range. Then I'll add on a range masterwork. Okay, this doesn't look great at first glance, but let's look behind the curtain of these perks. Right off the bat, we're adding a quick charge armor mod for the plus 25 handling on our shotgun. That already brings us up to 85 handling. Then when we proc Pugilist on our melee kill, we'll have plus 35 handling on top of that, maxing us out at 100 very easily. So that's why I'm not speccing into handling at all here. Even when we don't have that melee kill, we're at a nice 85. With that taken care of, we're still at only 89 range, until we get a melee kill and right hook procs the extra 10 range for us. Now we're at 99 range and 100 handling. As I mentioned, you could use a different barrel for exactly 100 range, it just doesn't really make a difference in my opinion. This setup feels amazing. One last thing, the aim assist struggle with no reprieve. We already mentioned the extra plus 10 aim assist from right hook after a melee kill, so there's 48. Let's add on double shotgun targeting mods on the helmet for an extra 15 aim assist on top of that. That's a total of 63, and things are looking much more in line with the other slug shotguns out there. These armor mods also add a snappy multiplier to your aim down sight speed, and they are super cheap, only 3 energy each, which makes it easy to stack with other armor mods. I actually can't believe how cheap they are. A sniper targeting is 5 and a fusion is 4, so that's great that these shotgun targeting mods only cost 3 energy. Now look at that final stat package, 99 range, 100 handling, and 63 aim assist on your precision slug shotgun body shot machine. This thing feels amazing. I could go on and on. Streaks are so much fun with it. The aim assist is enough to do jump shot body shot kills once you've got Swashbuckler ×5 going, so you're not in the lane where they expect you to be. Oh, speaking of those jump shots, man, I almost forgot about this. You have got to try a freehand grip mod on this thing. It increases your accuracy when firing from the hip, and I feel like I just can't miss when I swing and fire this thing at a target. With all the boosted damage from Swash or Swash and Radiant, I can confidently jump body shot all day long with this thing. It's even great without Radiant. Yeah, it's really nice knowing with Radiant you can get that guaranteed body shot kill on every Guardian, including the pesky 10 Resil Titans, but it is really fun zooming around with an Arc subclass while you're amplified. I didn't even fully dive into PvE with this build, but Swash ×5 can be up all the time no matter what class you're running. It doesn't need a powered melee kill, it just needs to be a melee kill. So fit it into any build, have that damage buff going for you all the time. It is really, really strong. I think it's more beneficial than the high DPS builds because they're so situational. The only reason I'd want one of the other builds I first mentioned with Surrounded or Focus Fury is for Taniks, and that's pretty much it. I am really satisfied with how this crafted no reprieve turned out. My favorite build of the season for sure. My favorite shotgun in the game right now. It's too much fun, seriously. Not only is it fun, but it's highly effective. I did team wipes on teams that were much better than me in Trials just because I was able to turn around and slug shotgun body shot from a crazy distance away. No other shotgun can do that with the 6.5 seconds that Enhanced Swashbuckler offers no reprieve. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and remember, we've got that Discord open now too. Join in and discuss more Destiny builds there. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more cinematic guides and reviews. Until next time, GG.